Hello gang, and welcome to Collabria, a brand new collaborative series featuring Stephen, Spry, M4J, Rick Bob, Ajax Posts, and myself. I'll leave the link to their channels down below. You can check them out. And periodically, when each episode goes up, it will be added to a list that you can go and access as well. But I would recommend that you go and show a bit of love to all the content creators and show the support, because we do put in a bit of effort to get these episodes out for you. And this should be a bit of fun, this series, and we're kicking off round one with the competitive section, and there will be periodic competitive episodes throughout the series where we're vying for sheep stations, as they say. All right, so a couple of the rules. We all have to abide by these rules for this competition today. Just something to let you know, the map is running in a $2 million deficit, and that sets the premise for where we are now. So we all start off on in November 5th, 1861, and we go through till November 10th, 1863. So that gives us 2 years and 5 days basically to get done what we need to do. We all start with $10 million in the bank, and we cannot take any loans at all. Okay, so just FYI. There's no modifying of train stations. We are not allowed to use certain products like i.e. plastic and oil to fuel, as those industries are not open yet. So they open maybe on the 1910 or so forth. Okay. And the other thing is, once we select the region that we're working in, we are restricted to that region only. But I will get to that, and I'll show you that as we try and figure out where we're going to be setting up our lines today. The whole premise is that we set up and establish some lines to mitigate and reduce that cost that we're copying on the map, and whoever's got the highest company score and value at the end is the winner. Welcome to the Cinders Cup. Yes, gang, welcome to basically episode one, my episode of the Cinders Cup, and you can check out the others. Like I said, I'll leave their links in the description below, and I will leave the playthrough list, the actual list that all the episodes are going to be put into a playlist in their order, so you can check the series out as it goes through in its order as well. Okay, everyone has to do the same, so we'll have to put our episodes into the same playlist to make it better for you guys, for your viewing. All right, so this should be a bit of fun for not only us content creators, but for you, the viewers, as well. Something a little bit different that's not really been done on Transport Fever 2 before, a more competitive style. But we are going to be kind of, throughout the periods, we're going to be working together as a sort of, I think anyway, we're going to have to sort of, while competing, working together throughout the map. Now, a couple of things here I just want to take you through. Now, you might see, let's start here down at this end, right? We've got South Bank. South Bank is namely like the city at this end, right? So South Bank. And then what you'll see is there's a lot of, like, Bewdley here is designated with a Sierra Bravo, an SB after it. That designates that South Bank, it's part of South Bank. West Ham, part of South Bank. Minehead, part of South Bank, all the way up to here, where then you see an RB here. RB stands for Red Bend, right? So what that means is that becomes that designated area to South Bank. From there, it goes into RB territory, so Red Bend territory, all the way down to Boslova down here before it hits SA. So you can see right here, that becomes Red Bend's territory, right? So think of them AE as like cities or areas or locals. That's the local area that belongs to Red Bend, basically, and you've got Warrington down here. When you see something like, let's have a look at the Collabria iron mine, these are owned by the Calabrian government, right? So basically, these are not open for access yet, and they will come later on in the playthroughs as such. And then we get down here, we'll just keep going down all the way till we get down here. We've got St. Albans, right? So this is all St. Albans territory down this way before we get down to Northbridge, where we have Northbridge's sort of territory in the end here, a bit like South Bank was at the other end. South Bank and Northbridge sort of bookend this whole map. Basically, so when I talked about where we pick, where we're going to set up our lines today, once we pick our area that we're going to build in, we're restricted to that area. We cannot set a line up from South Bank all the way to Red Bend and make bucket loads of profit, right? Where we're restricted to is where we actually start building in what area. Okay, let's go ahead now. Don't worry about this. This here is not actually what our earnings are. You'll see very quickly that our earnings, actually, if I bring this up, not that one, maybe that one, you'll see a -2 million, -3 million. This is not indicative of what we're actually getting, okay? I think this is just Stephen might have made sure that we all had 10 million to start with at the beginning of the playthrough series. Right, so to make it even for everyone. And I'm pretty sure the save file is up on the workshop. So if you want to play along, you can do that as well. Go ahead and get the map for yourself and play along with the series with whoever your favorite content creator is, or maybe you want to mix and match and have a go at all of it. Might be a pretty cool idea. But you can see up here, -2, -2, -2, -1.9. So you can see pretty much the road and the railroad are just rinsing the budget basically down here. Now, one important thing is to win the game, whoever gets the highest company score and the highest value at the end of their 2 years and 5 days is crowned the winner, basically, of Cinders Cup round 1. Basically, the company score has started here at 7. Seems quite low. And it's at a value of just over $24 million. So it's our job to try and keep our company score as high as we can. Expect this lot here to go into the negatives. I'm expecting it to go really negative, and expect this value to drop significantly, because of the deficit that we're going to be facing when it comes to how we play through it, and we'll get into that. Okay, let's continue on, because it's time that we start trying to set our lines up and do the best we can. Now, I doubt, and if anyone gets their earnings to be blue by the end of this playthrough, then I don't care. They are the greatest Transport 52 player to ever exist. Okay. They can have the crown as winner. I will definitely do that. It's our job, in conjunction with another person, to try and combine our lines and get them to the lowest. So what I mean by that is Stephen's going to take the 2 highest grossing lines, the ones that make the most money, and he's going to merge them together for the start of the regular series playthrough for M4J, who's going to actually kick off the series. Okay, Stephen will be doing a recap of all the competitive playthroughs, and then the following episode will be M4J doing his first episode, and there'll be a schedule where we all cycle through each episode. Okay, now that I've brought you all up to speed with what's going on, let's get building. And you might see that I'm hovering around here, around Northbridge, because this is where we're going to be working today. And I'll tell you one more thing. We're going to be using vehicles, we're going to be using ships, and we're going to be using trains. And you might be thinking, Ham, it's 1861. You're mental for using ships, trains, and vehicles. And I'll tell you what, it's 1861. You're mental for using vehicles. That's what you're mental for using for. Okay. All right. Now, as I said, we're not going to be able to make that money, and we'll get to it shortly. But what we're simply going to do today is I'm going to be setting up a line. We're going to be using the train station here at Northbridge and the train station down here at Lutterworth, right, to basically send some trains up and down this line. And we're going to be taking ore. Now, the ore we're going to be taking is this iron ore over to this steel factory. Then we're going to be taking this stone over to this Conmats factory. That's going to be our bread and butter line, right? So to do that, we're going to feed it. We're going to get some vehicles setting up the iron to take down some iron to the ships here. Then we're going to ship the iron down to the train station, and then we're going to ship the stone out to the Conmats and then back up right that way. I'm also going to run a ship from here. I'm not going to run vehicles. I'm going to run a ship from here into here to drop off the actual stone and set this up. And I'll tell you why very, very quickly, because the more I can not rely on vehicles early on, the better. It's for a good reason. It's because I can lift and shift more with a ship and get it downstream quicker than I can get a heap of vehicles, which cost more moving actual stone or at 4 pieces a vessel, right? And you might argue that's not right, but I will also argue that that's what we're doing, okay? And you'll see why. Okay, so first things I'm going to do here, I'm going to set this line to pink actually, just because there's so many lines going on here. All these lines are already the lines established on the map doing their thing. And there's a whole story and history to the Collabria government and the Collabria map as to why all these lines are in here and as to why the deficit is in place. And you can go and check that out. I think Steven's done some stuff on it as well. And the description is actually in the map save game file. You can check out for yourself if you want to play it. We're simply going to go from here. Oh, by the way, there's also no flip-flopping. It's reversing only. Then we're going to come into here. Then we're going to back up into here. Now, there's no editing of this. Trains can also... there was one other rule I didn't put in. Trains can... let me just double check that. Trains cannot be... this one here. I think they have to... They can't be longer than a certain length. All right, trains are limited to less than 160 meters long, okay? Just FYI. If you're going to use trains, they're less than 160 meters long. Right, so we're pulling into here. Then we're reversing up and waiting out, so that's fine. There is a section of the track here where they do have to share. And we do have to also, the passenger train comes down here and we have to share with the passenger train as well. Right, so we're simply going to call this our ore train. That's it, the ore train. The NB ore train, we're going to call it NB ore train. I'm going to leave it pink because I can just see it better, and that's that. All right, so we're just going to leave that. Now, the other thing I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go ahead and buy my vehicles first. And the reason why I'm going to buy my vehicles first is so I know how much I have left in the bank ready to go later on. So the train, I'm thinking, let's look at our steam trains here. We've got the General, 45 clicks, but they're quite expensive. We're going to try and go for something middle of the road, 45 clicks, the Russian Class V at 36,000 yearly cost as opposed to 79. This costs 476 to buy. This costs 219. Now this does go 55. It's 84 a year at 500. I'm sticking with the Class V. We're going to be going 4 of these trains because I want to keep the frequency of these trains running really well. And yes, 4 trains early on is a lot, I'm aware. We're going to have to put this fake wagon on, by the way. I don't use this fake wagon system. There is a mod that you can get that I normally use in my playthroughs where it just automatically makes the trains reverse. I don't like using this because I would always forget if I did my own playthroughs. I use a different mod for the reverse, but for this playthrough, I'm restricted to the mods that we have. So we're going to deal with it. All right, cargo wagons. Now, we're going to be taking ore. This one, out of the question. We're not using it. It's only got 4 on it, okay? Useless, bogey, get rid of it. The gondola here, 7 bits of ore at 10 tons, 10-year lifespan. Let me just show you, why's my train not on here, by the way? I've got to add that train, okay? We're already up to 878,000 for 4 locomotives. All right, cargo-wise, like I said, down here, if we add this one here, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, that gives us a capacity of 28 at 64 meters long. And that's going to be too long for what we want to do. I'll show you why later. And that's also quite expensive. So we're looking at what? 64 meters, a capacity of 35. All right. We're going to go this one here, this gondola, 7 at 10 tons. It's a bit shorter. We can add 2, 3, 4. 43 meters at 28 capacity. 50 meters at 35 capacity. 42 capacity at 57 meters. All right, so 5.7 million. That's more than half our budget gone. Buy them. Okay, I might have to do an adjustment later to one of the trains, but for now, that's what we're going to do there. Next, off the bat, I'm going to have to send. I've got to buy ports, and I've got to buy some ships. So I'm going to buy my ships now. Where am I going to put this so that I can put this down cheaply? I'm really on a tight budget with everything that we do. Can I get you in here nice and cheap potentially? Steven's like, I can't believe you're putting putting things on my map. That's 52. Where's the cheapest that I can get this? Now, if anyone's ever watched any of my playthroughs or series or followed along, they'll know how much I like to spend money. So I'm kind of used to having to dig myself out of a hole. 38,000, I'll take that. I need one over here too, because I don't want to have to send a ship all that way. And I'm willing to spend a little bit of money over here to do it. How much can I get you for? 38.5. Okay. Right. So, over here, we're only getting one ship, by the way. So I can buy you, right? I'm going to buy my ships now, like I said. And over here, I want 4 ships. Yep. 4 ships at 550 each. Ooh. Autosave. Did that buy? Did that take? Yes. That leaves us 1.3 in the bank. And we still have to get our ports in and everything. Right. The easy one down here. Now, these are expensive. They're running at what? At you're looking about 250 each, right? So this one's got connection straight to there. The way I'm going to be building everything is to have minimal road connection, minimal cost to everything. All right, maximum profit that we can. Next, I'm going to go. This is right here at. I'm going to try and get you down here at least, and get you still connected to that. Where can I get you? You're still going to have connection. I think there. Now, this is costly. If I don't get this right, it's going to cost me money. But if I can mitigate the distance that it has to travel, all the better. Right. If I can get this road, 3,000. That's okay. I'll take that. Just touch that for me, please. At 17,000, I can get that cheaper. 5,000. Maybe I can't. 2,000 at 7. That is much cheaper than what it was. Okay. That still talks. Okay, that still talks. Down here, we're already down to 8. Oh man, I think we're gonna be. You're done for, Ham. You're done. You're absolutely done for. Done for? You're done for, buddy. You've got to get that in, and you've still got to buy vehicles too. You know. I know. 7,000. 5,000. 9,000. That's not a pretty road, but it's got connection. Now, just in case you're wondering, this has connection to that. So we don't have to worry about the drop off for that when the trains come in. All right, when the trains come marching in. And we've already got a port there. I need 2 more ports, and we need to get in some truck stops. Oh, gang, this is going to be... Can Ham do it? Oh, God, we'll find out today. All right, 240 there. That takes us down to 370. Oh, this is not looking good, but I've got something up my sleeve which we're going to use. Now, down here, this is what I don't call this modifying a train station. I call this being smart. I'm actually going to take a road from here straight down to here. 35,000. Bob's your uncle. I'm going to put this in right here. And we're going to get these 2 talking. That's what I like to see. That leaves you with 93,000, Ham. What are you going to do? Good question. Well asked. I don't think I've got enough money in the bank to do what I want to do. I want to get this to here for 14,000. Yes, and then what? I've got to get a truck stop in here. Where? I've got to get it like as close as I can. Like that. Like that. And then I've got to get another truck stop in here. Oh, man. For as cheap as I can get it. Like that. I'd love a bigger... What's 20 get you? 74. You can just get that in. Do you need that? Do I need that? I would prefer it, but it is the cost of a vehicle. What about your plan? I've got a plan. I've got a plan. What's the plan? The plan is keep that as low there. Right. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do a line from here to here. I'm going to call this, this is going to be called the Barrington Barrington ore trucks. Yeah, we're just going to call it the Barrington ore trucks. Okay, that's going to be that. I've got 2,000 in the bank. You've got to still buy trucks. Yep. I know that. What I did is I secretly kept one of these trains. I'm going to go train number 5 here, which is the 3rd train. I'm going to take you train number 5. And I'm simply going to sell that for 200,000. Right. So one of the trains will run with only 5 wagons. The others will run with 6. I'm willing to make that sacrifice to do what I need to do today. And I did that on purpose. So I made sure that I had some savings in the bank so I could buy some horses here. Right. How many can I buy? Simply put, I can buy 8, which is actually more than enough. And I can set that on the Barrington ore trucks, right? So the Barrington ore trucks is ready to go. That's ready to go. Next line we're going to be putting in is the ships down here. Right, we're going from there because what they're going to do is they're going to come down here and bring the ore to here, the iron ore. Then they're going to pick up the stone and they're going to drop the stone here. Then they're going to come up here, pick the ore up, and then drop it all the way back down to the train station. And we're going to make that orange because even though it's taking stone, we're going to be calling this the North Barrington ore shipping co. Okay. The North Barrington ore shipping co. It could be called the NB for Northbridge, you know that. All right, then the NB ore shipping co. Yeah, it's a bit easier to say too. Right, these ships here can go on that line. Right, we probably will have to space them out. Also, did I tell these trains to go on the NB ore train? I did not. They can go on that. What else do we need to do? Let's just make sure we cross our T's and dot our I's here. Have we got the line in over here? We do not. So we need to put this line in here, which is the... you're going to be white. And you're going to be called the Lut Stone Shipping Corp. The Lutstone Shipping Corp, right? And in here, I'm going to be like, hey, you're on that, okay? Now, I don't predict this to send as much stone as what we're going to get ore. I predict us to get less stone than we do ore. That's why I've only put 1 ship on it, but we'll have a look at that and sort of see how we go. We have 15,000 in the bank, team. You can see our earnings here are 3.3 in the hole already. Not to mention the fact that we need our lines to be able to bed in now. 5th of November, we are set. Everyone has to be set on the quarter speed to do this run through here. Just FYI. I think we're right to go. I want to double check everything. You've got your vehicles. You've got your vehicles. You've got your vehicles and you've got your vehicle. It's now time to play, and what I'm going to have to do is try and spread these out. Now, we're going to get a speed deficit because we have one train that has less carriage on it, so it's not going to matter in the long run too much. They're going to kind of they're going to pile up and do what they do anyway. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, let's go maximum speed. Let's get these trains out and about. The ships are going to start piling out. Yep, they're just going to do their thing. I will probably try and hold the ships. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set these trains off to do what they do. Right, you're going to hold. You're going to hold. You're going to hold. Right, I'll deal with the ships shortly. Once that ship gets up and running. This train here, I'm going to get you down there. Once you get to about this marker here, I'm going to stop you just so I can keep the other trains running out. Because I want to try and spread these trains out a little bit just to get them a little bit of gap. Now, I'm going to stop you there, which means you're going to come out. So I will take you as well. Once that ship sort of gets up the bend here. Oh man, we're gonna have windows everywhere at the moment, team. FYI, we showed the company score. We showed the company score. I did all that. I just forgot. Oh, we're at company score 8, by the way, and value now of 22.5 million. So you can see that's dipped already. The more the value goes, just FYI, so you know, the more this value drops, the more the company score drops as well. Just so you're aware, that's how the game works. Your company score is based on your company value. Right, so keep going, keep going. Get this train out. Once this train gets up to, or let's say the start of the bridge, we will kick off this train here. Just so I can see what's going on. There, once that ship heads up here, we're gonna make this ship go. You can go. You're almost at the bridge. You can actually go now. So I'm actually gonna take you guys off. I'm gonna let you come up to here. This is all very, very complex, trying to get these ships out. You can go. Right. Next ship will be that one. That's our train that's going, which means that this train here, I'm gonna stop you at that signal. Right, and this train here will be the next one that we get out. How are the ships looking? We've got one heading up here. We've got iron ore sitting there. So the trucks are going to start getting that iron ore down there. Let's look at our line. We'll look at our line rates and stuff shortly because I want to check all that to make sure everything's running all right. Not that we can do much because we're pretty doomed. We're locked into what we've done now. And you can see here, we're already 4.6 in the hole. Right, that train's backing up in here. Do you have anything? Oh, damn it. I haven't put the reverse thingy on. Manage the vehicles. Did I not put them on? All of them. Didn't you, Ham? You didn't put them on. Let me just do this. All. Add. See what I mean? I always forget this damn mod. That's why I don't use it. I just use the one that automatically makes everything reverse. All right, now it's good. So that's already got some stone in it, which is actually brilliant. So that's actually running with some stone. Our next train is almost at the bend here, and then I can set you off and running because you're going to be coming out of there. And I'm going to wait till you're there. Yep. And off you go now. And then you can go, and then I'll get the next ship running. You can go. Once you come up, where are you? You're going to come up to that signal and we'll keep an eye on you. And then we're pretty much set and we can just chat about a few things while the year's already... We're already in January of 1862. So we're already, you know, we're in a massive deficit as we are. It's going to be interesting to see if we can at all reduce this deficit and keep our company score. Everyone's in the same boat, mind you. If you think I'm doing badly, we're all going to be in the same boat early on, especially when you've got to get your lines established and running on off and running. Right. Next ship. You can go, buddy. Off you go. They're all running a little close. This one's on the way back, already with 70 ore. This one's going to come up and get its ore. Okay, brilliant. So they're off and running. And they're off and running. All right. This train is almost there. This train's almost back, which is actually good because we'll get a bit of a cycle going here. If I can just keep an eye on you, and then we can keep an eye on you. And when you hit that bend, you're going to go now. All right, that's everything. Now they will periodically start to pile up because it is a slow turnaround at this end. Let's just check what we're doing here. 24 on deck. You're already making money, so that's actually quite good. How much have we got on the deck here? We've already got 53. So our next train coming in, which is our 5 wagon, because it's the 35, right? 5 sevens, 35, right? So that's our 35 wagon coming in now. And what you'll notice is for the turnaround, it's just in line here, and we're well under that 160 meter length of trains that we wanted to do. And we'll have a look. We'll sort of just have a look at things shortly, just to check our line rates. But what we need to do is we need these lines to get bedded in, right? And what we need is our money makers to be making money at the moment. They're not. So what we want to do is we actually want to set this the other way. Our Barrington ore trucks are killing it, by the way. And the Trans Collabrian Express has just dropped in and it's dropped money off as well. Right, so we'll come back to that. We'll come back to this shortly and just check on it to check how we're doing. Let's start up here and just check some of our line rates, because I have a feeling this thing's going to be fine. Okay, let's look at this. So we're looking at a rate of 267 ore every 11 seconds. So if anything, yeah. Like this is what you call min-maxing, really, by just putting your stops this close together to try and make this work. But hey, this is a competition. This is not about being pretty early on. Pretty comes later. Infrastructure comes early. I say that in every playthrough that we do. To get to the pretty, the infrastructure has to go in. And if anyone knows, it's me. Because I know how to spend money when it comes to Transport Fever 2. You can just ask anyone. I blow money like it's snot coming out of your nose. Put it that way. All right. There's an analogy for you. So basically, this is fine. This is always going to be fine. We're always going to have plenty on the deck here, and these guys are going to make some money. Next line we want to check is this one here. Now, this is going to be running at a rate of 174 every 5 minutes. Okay. Which is not bad. So 210 it's actually taken down there, but it's bringing back 70 odd of the stone. I'm hoping that the stone is working, is it? I think it is. It's just going to take a little bit to bed in here. We've got 17 on the deck here and the ship's about to pull in. It's a competition. This one has just left. Come on, get that stone on the deck. Get that stone on the deck. Yes! You can see they're already backing up though. So this train here is actually working well. You're at a frequency, by the way, of what? You're at 162 every 5 minutes. So you're working about the same rate at what the other trains are at the other end. So 4 to 1, 4 ships to 1, but it's the distance that's the difference. And we're working at about the same rate and frequency as the other end. That one will periodically drop in and out, but it is what it is. Okay, we also want to keep an eye on this earnings down here, because the more we can keep this running down lower, the better it's going to be for our company score in the long run. As I said, we were always going to take a hit with our headquarters and such in early on, and our company value early on. We were always going to take a hit. You're not running with any iron ore. We should start to be getting a surplus on the deck down here, which we are. All right, the ships are rolling in, and we're going to end up with more on the deck down here than we're not. So I'm not really worried about the iron ore coming in, because at 70 a load, it's going to be more than what our trains can actually handle at this early stage. Give me some loan, and I can beef these trains up, and we can really get some money rolling. But the rules are the rules, and I said, be wary. We are going to be into negative amounts. As everyone is, okay? Everyone's going to be in negative amounts sitting in this column here. It's about how negative we're going to be and about how much we can keep this earnings, or this is what I was talking about, mitigating the earnings that we have down here. Right, let's look at our lines here now. The shipping is making the money. The ore trains are starting to get up there. So you can see our shipping co, the NB ore shipping co, is starting to make the money and be the breadwinner. But what we really want is the ore trains here to be the ones that are making us the money. And if they don't, we're going to be in real trouble. So we've just got a full load of ore going that way. What have we got down here? We've only got 9 on the deck there. Is our ship here not doing enough? No, you're running with a full load. And you're coming in with another 43. Right. It might have just taken a bit to get a bit of order going. We seem to have with that shorter train, it seems to be coming on real quick. We seem to have a big gap here, and we might have 3 trains backed up around here. Yeah, we got 3 trains like back. I'm going to just hold you for a second. Just going to pause you there for a sec, because you're running a lot quicker because you have 1 less carriage than everyone else. All right, and it's not really going to matter. I'm going to back you right up, because you're going to take you're going to go much quicker, so you'll take off again. It's going to periodically take a bit of adjustment to keep running this. But yeah, oof, we're down to 1 million, so that's not too bad. If we can keep that lower, it would be good. And if I can see blue today, I'll be really happy. I don't really count on us seeing any blue. If I do, hey, brilliant. I'm going to let you go very shortly. Once these two trains cross paths, you can then go, because you're going to run a lot quicker. And what it's going to mean, it's going to give the ship up here a little bit of breathing time to do what it's got to do as well. So right, these two trains are about to cross. Off you go. All right, now I expect this train to fly up and take off a little bit more, but it gives us a little bit of breathing room regardless. What else can we talk about? I mean, there's plenty to talk about. I spent hours and hours scouring the map for the perfect line to try and get. It's really hard, okay? When you look at certain lines, the best thing you can do when it comes to early game like this and being in big deficits to try and get yourself out of a hole, you've got to look for your two-way lines that make two-way money. This line here, being a short shipping line, not really worried about it because it's still making money. Okay, it's covering its own costs. But the big lines here, not that one, this one. The big lines here are the ones you want to be running two-way. With your 4 trains, running 2 directions with 2 different oars to try and make your money. Okay, and that's what we're banking on today. It's starting to get up there. 1.3, look at that. We're up to 1.3 with that one now, with that line. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. We're running at a 119 and 42. So every 5 minutes the frequency. You know, early on you've got to expect that with these trains. It's also October 1862. We're almost into 1863, team. We're over halfway in this deficit. We're minus 7.8. Minus 600,000, that's a lot better than 2 million. It's going to keep fluctuating up and down when costs of things come out and budget and the cost of vehicles come out and that sort of stuff. All right. But just FYI, I looked around the whole map for the perfect sort of runs on lines I could get before settling down here. And I'm taking a little bit of a loss by putting all my eggs in one basket down here, but it is what it is early on. It's what I just deemed as to be my area where I could make some money, and I got to use ships, trucks, and trains early on, and I think that's pretty cool if we get to use all of those vehicles to try and mitigate the cost that's going to be down here. Right, how are we looking down here, by the way? Let's look at our balances now. Yeah, I'd like this to be doing better. It's the stone seems to be running a little bit better now. I think it was just going to take time for our ship here to be able to run in and just build itself a little bit of a buffer. So this train's going to come in and take 42. The next train here, I'm just going to get you to hold off for a sec because you are running mega quick. You're the 35. You've already caught up to this train. That's how much quicker that little one wagon, how much quicker it takes to catch up to the trains, even though I paused it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for that ship to pop in and then I'll let you go again. Even though there's still 16 on the deck, I want to make sure there's plenty to go down here. Right, you can go again, thanks. I just have to keep my eye on that. It's just what we're going to have to do. If I was running 4 wagons on it, we'd be okay. But we're not, so it is what it is. Okay, let's have a look here. What do we got? Oh no, I don't want to look at that. I want to look at this. 1.4. So these trains are not doing too bad. Are we going to get to the point where we hit blue? Oh, we're back up. Oh, we're 1 million in the hole again. Oh, gang. It's December 10. It's almost the end of 1862, which only means that we're going to take all of our finances are going to come out in one big hit at the end of the year and the start of the new year as well. Or that's when it used to be. Anyway, let me just have a little drink here. I'm quite parched from all the talking. Okay. So we're down to 400,000. What's going to happen is you're going to start to see the ships are going to start dropping in and out, They're going to start making money. It'd be brilliant if we could get something dropped up here, but there just isn't the ability to do that. We're not losing as much money as we used to be. We're still losing money, obviously, but it's not to the extent that we were. All right. 160, isn't it? Oh, come on. Let's hit the blue. Come on, game. I don't know why I'm making that weird noise. I sound like Pee Wee Herman. Here he goes. It doesn't look like we're going to hit anything. Is there any trains? Where's the closest train to coming in to pick something up? You're coming out of there. You're coming across the bridge. You two, you're going to have to stop and wait for you. But in the meantime, 63, this is good. That's a nice little buffer for that ship. That's what I was hoping, that ship would get that buffer. And obviously there's plenty there. 1.4. Damn it, we're back at 1.4. We're into January, team. We are into January 23, by the way. We only have 10 months left. 10 months until we hit. Oh, we had two vehicles just hit there. Oh, but down to 200,000. Come on, game. Where's the blue? I want to see some blue before we hit the 2 months. Oh, it'd be so nice if we could just get the earnings into the blue. Oh, I really want to check the company score and I want to check our value. But like you, I'm going to hold out. We're going to hold out to the end of the episode to check our company score because that's what we have to do. That's the rules. We're all in this together. Together but a electric blue. Bum, bum, bum. Right. Come on. Yes! Pause it. I just want everyone, I'm going to even do a zoom in here. I'm paused. It's February 16, 1863. Ham has got the earnings into the blue. Let's see if we can get it even more into the blue, even more into the blue, even more into the blue. No, we're into the red again. Damn it. Well, you saw it there. I got it into the blue and I don't care. That's it. Go home, pack up, go home. Ham got the earnings into the blue, even though it went straight back out the over $1 million. Let it be known that I touched the dizzying heights of blue money earnings at one point in this episode, and I'll take that. I'm happy with that. I feel like that's a small victory for myself, and that's all I care about. Okay, what are we? March. We've still got a few months up our sleeve. I'm really worried. I don't really want to go over the minus 10 million mark. Oh, I'm going to lose this competition, aren't I? You know what? I did my best. And if I lose, I don't care. I've had a lot of fun doing it. And look, we can probably take away something that we've learned anyway. What have we learned? I don't know. That we're not as good as others? Yep. I could have told you that before you did the episode. There's a lot of lines you can look at down here. And look, I'm going to you can pause the episode and you can actually have a look around and go, well, I would have done this to this to this. And you will quickly realize how you cannot, how hard it is. And I've tried a few different things. I've had a few practice runs on doing multiple different playthroughs on this. And what Stephen did write to us all in one of the emails is, you're not going to get, this is always going to be like this. You're not going to get this earnings to be positive with what we've got and what we're restricted to. The best we can do is mitigate it to as low as possible as we can by the time we get to November down here. And so that's what I was aiming for. I was aiming to try and touch the blue. I've touched the blue again. That's twice. Ham's done the blue again. Oh, if we could be in the blue by November and I can hit the pause on November 10 and the game's in the blue. Oh my gosh, we're even 300,000 in the blue. Stop it! Stop, and back down. And back down to Grace. Right, are you taking much back? You've got a full load of 70 there, so that's actually really good. How much do you make when you hit? I want to see how much this ship makes when it hits. Just from there to there with 70 stone on it. Those two ships don't mind that they ran through each other. What is it? 864,000? No, that was at 86.4 thousand. It had to be something like that. It was kind of in the way. All right, how are we looking down here? The lines are... let's look at the line overview. 1.3. So it's sort of settling around that 1.2 to 1.5 mark, I want to say. That's probably where I think it's sort of settled. And look, like I said, I feel like our earnings down here is not bad considering how much money the game is actually losing at the time, right? If we actually have a look here. Oh, don't look at that. I'll cut that out. I accidentally brought up the headquarters thing. We don't want to look at that. We're actually got the earnings from, it's gone to 1.7 here to -5, -5 to -89 at this point, right? So look, we're slowly getting it down, slowly whittling it down. And it's all about trying to get shift frequencies and your line rates working in conjunction together to get the best possible chance and keeping your running costs down. Going for a slightly slower train, but more of them, increases the frequency that they can come. You know, it all sort of works in together. Yes, having the frequency down a lot more would be better, but I think for the starters, it's not doing too bad. I think we're not doing too bad anyway. All right. Come on, Ham. What do we got? We've got June. We've got like 5 months. We've got 5 months. I don't know what else to talk about. I'm just sort of, everything's sort of hanging in the balance now. Yeah, I don't know what I'm nervous, team. I'm nervous because I want to do well, and I want to do well for all of you, and I want to do well for not just all of you and myself, but I want to do well for the series so we can potentially push the series forward. So when it comes to making money and everyone can sort of do what they want and build things that they want to build, that we can do it. And if we can build a good platform and contribute to that, then that's all I'm really hoping for. You can see a lot of the towns starting to want more industries. Oh, by the way, when I was talking about before, certain products we can't use yet because of the year and the period that we're in, you can see Northbridge Goods Factory here doesn't open until 1910. So that's what I mean for that, right? So I could have easily sent stone to here, made Conmax, sent the Conmax to the train station, Conmax then down here, where I could have actually been using coal and iron down here, and I could have been making steel, and I could have been sending steel back. But this factory doesn't open until 1910. And you'll see here, this doesn't open till 1890, right? You can see here, 1890 Northbridge Fuel Factory. But there is the ability to have coal, all right? So we can turn coal into fossil fuels, all right? Or coal into fuel, I should say, not fossil fuels. The coal is the fossil fuel, Ham. Yeah, shut up, idiot. Right, so lots of different things to do on this playthrough series. We've got garbage that's going to build up in the towns. We've got post that's going to build up. I've never really typically worked with mail or with garbage in towns, so it's going to be interesting on this playthrough series to see how that goes. All right, we are in August. We've got September, October, and then November. I'm hoping that we can have, oh, 1.6, that's icky. When you see it go back to 1.6 after you've been at the dizzying heights of blue territory, it's not what you want to be seeing, trust me. Oh man, that hurts. That really hurts. The ships, I'll be honest, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with these ships actually doing pretty well. When people say not to use ships and such early on, they can actually, if they're set up correctly, they can make you some good money because they can lift and shift a lot more and go the direct route of water, as opposed to slow vehicles that can only take 4 at a time, and having to spend so much on vehicles, you know. So what would it's 500,000, 550,000 for a ship. It's 1 million. It's about $1 million for about 30 vehicles early on, right? So 15 vehicles for 500,000 at 4. So you're looking at about the same lift and shift price, I guess, really. Yeah, anyway. But I just find the ships have worked for us because what we've done is we've literally just been able to set up our connection points straight to each one, except for this one where we've had to use vehicles to do what we need to do there. I mean, they make good money. They just don't make enough money. Whereas the bigger vehicles that go a bigger distance and take more, they can make you the more money early on. And that's more the reason why we're doing it. October, right, gang? The countdown is on. Let's see what we can get this down to as well. The heat is on. Oh, come on. Where we go back up to the 1.2 October. The countdown is rife. Get ready for the headquarters look at and our company value and score ready, because this is what's going to determine where we're placed out of everyone in the first test Cinders match here against the others. 1.3, that's what I like to see. Come on, get the score down, get that money down. I want to get the earnings right down. Not that it really matters so much, I just like it. Just visually, I like to see blue. All right, November 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pause it there. And that is where we're leaving it. November 10, 1863. Let's have a look at our lines here. In the end, the lines here have made 1.2 they're making currently at this point. You can actually see your frequency and rate here. I didn't need to go click on them all, but I like to go around and check on them all individually. It's what I like to do. I know that you can do it all here. The shipping code 270, which sucks because that was up around the 500s a lot, but that is what it is as well. There's about a ship to land in there as well, so that would have brought that up. The Barrington trucks 69,000, and what else did we have? Trans-Calabrian cargo. That's not us. We were this one here. So look, in the end, all of our lines were positive, and that's a good thing. Minus 700,000 here. It's now time to bring up our company score. Look, not too bad. Not too bad. Right. Drum roll, please, as we're about to click on the headquarters to see where we are placed in the competition. Let's go. Company score of 6. Come on. 9.5 million value. If we had have had this over 10 million, I dare say we would have been at a 7 or an 8. Oh, man. Probably just one more month. I just had a scratchy voice. I reckon one more month or a few more days, we could have got that company score back over to that. I'm going to do a save here. You're going to watch me do a save right now. I'm going to do a save here. Your Collaborating Adventures save. Yes, done. Okay. So that is the save file done. That is the save file that I have to submit. You've all seen it. It's going to Stephen. It's going to go up to the cloud to Stephen. And he's going to bring it down from the cloud and go, Ham, you're a very naughty little engine. I don't know why Stephen is all of a sudden the fat controller out of the Thomas the Tank Engine, but Ham, you're a very naughty little engine. All right, gang. Please don't forget to go and check out the playlist series and check out everyone else's versions if you want to see how they did. The playlist is going to be going up weekly. After this competition, like I said, after each competition round, the government / Stephen is going to do a summary and surmise all of the playthroughs of the competition to figure out what we're going to be using going forward. The winner does actually get to pick where they're going to start on the map. And they get to determine where they want to be on the map. So that's one cool little thing I think, which is cool for us content creators. But I'm not really worried as long as we can get the score down to what as long as we can help contribute, get the money tree value down, and so our line combined with someone else's line. Or someone else's line with someone else's line, say not just generally our line. It could be Stephen and it could be M4J. They could or anyone, Ajax or anyone. Their lines combined could be what we use to go forward to be our money makers. So good luck to all the other content creators. I look forward to working with them throughout this series as well, and it should be a bit of fun for everyone. Please stay safe wherever you are. Stay glued to your screen and consider leaving a like, commenting and subscribing, and stick around for plenty more train action. We do go live daily, and we will be doing some more Transport Fever 2 live streams. I've just had a little break from it and we're going to be back into it. All right, stay safe, stay glued to your screen. Get out of here.